1924, British adventurer Frederick Mitchell Hedges led an expedition to the Yucatan in search of an ancient Mayan city in what is now modern-day Belize. As they made their way through the dense forest, they suddenly came upon an ancient Mayan pyramid. The adventurers slowly made their way inside, and it was there that Mitchell Hedges' daughter, Anna, stumbled upon a gleaming crystal skull. The skull was fashioned from a single solid piece of clear quartz with a detachable jaw. Its design and craftsmanship were advanced, seemingly out of place in the ancient Mayan ruins of stone and earth. Mitchell Hedges wrote about the crystal skull in his 1954 memoir, Danger, My Ally, in which he claimed it was a relic of the Mayan ruins. He called it the Skull of Doom and made outrageous, unprovable claims that several people who had cynically laughed at it had died and others had become seriously ill. However, Mitchell Hedges lost some credibility when he cast doubt upon his own claims. While Mitchell Hedges fit the image of a heroic character from a silent 1920s movie, his stories were a combination of truths, partial truths, and unverified exploits. He boasted of discovering Indian tribes and lost cities, despite the fact that they had been documented years or centuries before. In 1925, a year after he and his daughter supposedly presented their find of the crystal skull, the Daily Mail sponsored Mitchell Hedges' expedition to the Mayan city of Lubantun. There he discovered a stone-built amphitheater, the first ever found on the American continent, as well as an aboriginal stone building covering nearly 8 acres. Curiously, although Mitchell Hedges said he had stumbled upon his crystal artifact in 1924, it wasn't until 1936 that the skull was made public. This discrepancy was explained when a London art dealer named Sidney Burney obtained the skull in early 1933. The Archaeological Institute of America reported that experts in the museum photographed, measured, and compared the artifact with a similar Aztec crystal skull that they had in their possession. For 10 years, Burney struggled to find a buyer, and in 1943, the skull was finally sold as Sotheby's in London on October 15 to Frederick A. Mitchell Hedges, who possessed it until 1959. After he died, his daughter Anna kept it until her death in 2007. In 1943, Mitchell Hedges wrote a letter to his brother mentioning a date for the skull's manufacture. He then contradicted his own account of how he had gotten a hold of it. His letter announced, "You possibly saw in the papers that I acquired that amazing crystal skull that was formerly in the Sidney Burney collection. It is fashioned from a single block of transparent rock crystal, exactly life-size. Scientists put the date at pre-1800 BC. There are also theories that suggest that the crystal skull was made using modern tools and techniques and not by ancient Mayans as claimed by Mitchell Hedges. The skull's intricate details and the polished finish of the quartz suggest that it was carved using diamond-tipped tools which were not available in ancient times. Moreover, the skull's material was also found to be of Brazilian origin, whereas the Mayans were known to use local materials in their carvings." Actor and UFO enthusiast Dan Aykroyd speaks eagerly of the mystery and supernatural powers of the crystal skull artifact. According to Aykroyd, the Mitchell Hedges skull had been tested by engineers at Hewlett Packard in the 1960s, and the results showed that the skull could not have been carved by a lapidary by tools. It had to have been polished over hundreds of years to get to the shape it was in. Despite the questions surrounding the skull's authenticity, it has captured the imagination of people all over the world. It has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and movies. It has even been featured in popular culture, with its appearance in the Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Today, the Mitchell Hedges crystal skull is on display at the British Museum of Man in London, along with other crystal skulls from different parts of the world. Its true origins remain a mystery, and it continues to spark fascination and debate among archaeologists, historians, and enthusiasts. If you like this video and you want to see more content about ancient mysteries, make sure to like and subscribe.